All right.
Hello, everybody. We
Yeah,
are the
hello.
Two of Us podcast.
Yeah,
I'm Chris, and this is Juan the John Don.
monkey. But
God.
yeah, welcome on in, everyone. We got a very interesting topic to talk about.
Black Widow with the horse with no name, as you can see from the title,
Yeah,
because we plan our days ahead of time.
we sure do. It's totally not 5 a.m.
They can probably see the time. But
Crap.
so the thing about Black Widow is I really like the movie, but
hmm
I have problems with it, and we'll get to it today. So let's start off with the beginning. You know,
Yeah. hmm
uh, like the MCU setup for this movie, I feel like it was plagued, and I was saying this before the movie came out. It was plagued by unfortunate timing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really was.
Because if the movie had come out about 2 or 3 years earlier, like
hmm
between Infinity War or before Infinity War and in between that and Civil War, that probably would have been the better solution than what we got, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And you can tell they kind of had this movie on the back burner saying, oh, we're going to make it, oh, we're going to make it. And that's my little tinfoil hat theory. Oh, we're going to make it, oh, we're going to make it. And then, they don't make it
Yeah.
until now. And
hmm
it could have been due to scheduling conflicts or something like that, but it's still ridiculous, you know?
Yeah. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone pretty much had a very proper introduction in the whole first phase.
Yeah, because, you have Iron Man and Captain America and Thor.
hmm Yeah, and the Hulk, even though it's not the same actor, but at
Yeah,
least he had his own storyboard
in my
with him.
opinion, that movie's kind of underrated, though.
Which one?
The
Just the very
Incredible
first
Hulk?
one?
The
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk? I think that movie's kind of underrated. Although, if you've seen What If, they make reference to it a lot.
Oh,
So
they
they
do.
did confirm it's the same character, it's just a
hmm
different actor.
Yeah. Well, at least that's the best part of it, though.
Yeah.
I would say that. Like they didn't completely scrap it.
Yeah.
So.
The movie had a lot of potential, but a lot of it needed to be fixed.
hmm
I don't know. It was a very slow paced movie. But back to Black Widow.
hmm
I actually have similar problems with Black Widow. It's kind of a very slow paced movie.
Yeah,
And
I can agree. Yeah.
there were a lot of really touching moments in it for me
hmm
where they're talking about uh so in the movie Black Widow herself is
Oh wait,
talking to her
wait.
sister.
Hang on. Spoilers, everyone, to people who haven't seen it. Uh, I'm
Honestly, yeah, everyone who hasn't seen it,
sorry.
sorry,
but
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 you
I
already
mean
know
we're
she has a
yeah,
sister, you know.
yeah, yeah,
They already spoiled all the character reveals except for who Taskmaster is, and we'll get to that
yeah,
later.
yeah.
But there's a point where she's talking to her sister,
hmm
which really stuck out to me.
Oh yeah.
It really stuck out to me because this is the best scene in the film where they're talking about their possible futures, like, oh, my sister lives here and stuff.
Oh
You know,
yeah. When they're in the
that
car,
part.
right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no, no. When they're
No.
drinking beers around the table.
Oh yeah. That's like I think it's before that scene. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
hmm And it's some of the most heartwarming scenes, and that's why I like the MCU a lot.
hmm
Because they reach for these emotional moments, and they don't feel forced, and they're not
Yeah.
shoehorning it in.
hmm Yeah, I agree. I mean, with that scene, it hit different. It
hmm
hit different for a lot because you got to see with Black Widow. she doesn't want to accept that it's, like it's real, but
Mm,
yet by her making up these stories, it sort of seems like
it's
she's
her
always
way of
hiding a
coping.
piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they also they don't they do this really clever trick of, oh, we're a PG-13 movie, but we're still going to
Hmm.
talk about dark aspects that
Yeah.
these characters went through. I thought that was a really clever way to do
Yeah.
things, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I thought so as well. Because no one can really hit the target like that for it to be a PG-13
Yeah.
type of film. Because
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Game of Thrones, it's it's sort of around that aspect, but it holds off, which is.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I have my problems with PG-13. Like, I
Hmm.
think sometimes the movie PG-13 movies, and this is the same issue I have for Black Widow, and this is sort of a standard throughout the industry.
Hmm.
Uh, I think it could have been either tuned down to PG-13 or added more to be rated R. I don't think
Yeah.
it needed to be PG-13
Hmm.
because, like, if you make it a little bit more violent, they could have made it R and gotten
Yeah.
away with it. It's
Hmm.
just, there's this stupid bullcrap politics of, oh, we can't make it R because we want to have kids see it.
Yeah. And I agree. I mean, uh,
And
I think.
I think we see a lot of movies suffer from that. Like they made Terminator PG-13 at one point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially, like, I think it was when
I think that was
they
Genesis.
re-released it. Yeah.
No, I think that was
No.
Genesis.
Oh.
And
I
that
would have to
movie's
check it again.
okay, yeah. I'm curious now too.
Yeah, but I mean, for example, if it is, which I'm pretty sure it is, because there's not really any too much violence from what I've seen in it, or anything really.
Oh, it's
Uh,
Terminator Salvation.
yeah,
Yeah, that movie should not have been PG-13.
yeah, because I mean, it was pretty dark, like especially with the intro of the film and how it
Yeah,
carried on.
like you expect the war to be like a war, like a bloody war.
Yeah, like why are they fighting for it? You know,
Mhm.
because if it's PG-13, you can't really see all that. That's like making Saving Private Ryan PG-13
Yeah.
and just skipping all the, like, D-Day aspects and everything.
Mhm. Uh
So, I mean.
but Black Widow, it does some interesting stuff with its main character, and in my opinion, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm wondering, is this all for no reason at all? Because she's not returning in future movies, right?
Yeah,
Is this just to get closure?
I guess. I mean, I'm not even sure, but, to be
Like,
honest, I
what was
feel
the
like.
point of this movie for as a company-wide stance? Because you can't bring her back logically unless you do something
uh,
with What If.
or with the, Doctor Strange's film coming up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I completely agree because, Black Widow, I mean, I feel like if the film came out earlier, like,
Hmm.
during the first phase, during Endgame, we would have felt more of an impact of when she died
Yeah. Spoilers,
than
by the way.
it being after. Yeah, spoiler.
Well, it's
Uh,
fine. Not a big
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
But
But, like, after, when
yeah,
she passed away, because I mean, it was sorta like people.
people
I
liked her, but
mean.
I don't
Yeah.
think people loved her. I think people,
Mhm.
if they saw this movie, they would have liked her a lot more.
Exactly, yeah.
So the thing is, a lot of people will say, "Oh, Black Widow's just not that interesting of a character,"
Mhm.
and I'm like, "No, I don't agree with that."
Yeah,
you know,
I don't agree with it either, because to be honest, I mean, she's
because like, of
been.
course, you have something like the Hulk and
Yeah.
Captain America, and then you have
Mhm.
Black Widow, who's just kind of small in the big picture, but
Yeah.
still she's important.
Mhm.
At least
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion.
agree. No, yeah, I think I agree, and I think, um her bond with the Hulk, they I mean, you can kind of see the bond a lot clearer when you see the film, because uh, Banner in, I think it was the first Avengers when she went to go get him.
Hmm.
It seems like he already was clear on who she was
I
when
was
she came
kind of
in.
hoping to see Hulk at some point in this movie,
Yeah, yeah, because it's, I
but
mean,
it does
it's.
make sense that he wasn't in there
Hmm.
because technically he was in Thor Ragnarok at that point, and he
Oh
was
right, yeah.
permanently the Hulk.
Hmm.
But I think a lot of Black Widow's character, excepting like out of this movie, is
Hmm.
wildly inconsistent because in Iron Man 2, she's seen as the big sex appeal. And
Yeah.
then, like, Captain America, she's seen as, oh, a spy.
Hmm.
You know? And it
Yeah, you
kind of
see more.
wildly changes throughout the movies.
Hmm.
It changes depending on what suits the writer, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of had a problem with that as a character for her, an aspect of that.
Hmm.
At least in my opinion, I've always had a problem with that. That might just be me. I'm fully willing to accept that might just be me.
Hmm.
But
Well, yeah, you're saying, sorry.
no, 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 go on.
I was practically going to say, I think they kind of sort of lost her sometimes
Mhm.
on who she was, because I mean, in the first Avengers, she was just sort of kind of there, sort of like Clint as well.
Mhm.
They didn't really know what to do with them. They just kind of they had them a part of them because they know that they need them because, well, I mean, they're the Avengers,
Yeah.
and uh, it was kind of the same thing towards Hawkeye in a way because they just kind of put him on a rooftop and kind of left him there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but then when Civil War came out, uh,
They
I
did a
think that's
lot
where,
more. Well,
yeah, especially with Black Widow,
yeah. Well, I think the most interesting thing they did with those movies was what they did with Hawkeye and Age of Ultron. Even though you can debate that movie not being as good as other Marvel movies, they still
Hmm.
did him really interestingly.
Yeah,
Because
they really did.
like when Wanda tries to like mind control him, doesn't
Hmm.
work,
Yeah,
and like he gives a little pep talk. But
yeah.
Black Widow, this movie really does her well, in my opinion,
Hmm.
because like it gives her something to lose.
Yeah.
Because that's always like the duality of superheroes to me. That's why I think they're interesting because they have something to lose most of the time. Black Widow
Hmm.
never had that. She never had a family or anything like that that we knew of, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I can agree with that because within the film, I mean, uh like I said, you don't really see this side of her
Mhm.
too often. And then with Civil War during that film, uh you never really saw her boundary, you know?
Yeah.
She just followed orders and just did it.
Mhm.
But in here, it's sort of like you get to see more of her being human in
Yeah.
choices that she needs to make.
Agreed. Agreed.
And like during all the talks and stuff, like about family and all that,
Mhm.
um, you could really see like it took a toll on her, but she just doesn't show it.
Yeah.
It's it's just the one that really is kind of, I guess, what I would call hot-headed, but not really, is Yelena,
Yeah.
because she
She
was
clearly
young.
hasn't been dealing with her trauma, you know?
Yeah, she's just been mostly avoiding it.
Mhm.
While Black Widow, I think when she sort of met like Captain America in Civil War and stuff and started talking to him, she kind of unlocked that sort of part because way before she kept trying to run from her past, you know?
Yeah.
And
Well,
when that whole no, go ahead, sorry.
I also like was thinking she has so many different identities and yet she
Hmm.
was an Avenger, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
So I don't know. It still counts as that to me.
Hmm. Yeah, no, like I get you. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's very interesting what she's done to her life in general.
Hmm.
But also, I don't like the politics around this movie. And what
Yeah.
I mean by that is the lawsuit that Scarlett Johansson put up to Disney.
Hmm.
Because I think, and I'm of one mind about this, I think it was
Hmm.
entirely justified. You know, because
Yeah.
if she's not seeing that revenue, she should be paid and compensated for,
For
doing
her
the
service,
movie.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
just kind of a middle finger for actors and
that
actresses in the business.
discourages new actors from getting into the business.
Yeah. It kind of like it kind of shows a bit of like how the old Hollywood sort of comes into it, like the whole um like sort of the money ratio. Like I
Hmm.
remember hearing a documentary about pretty much Judy Garland and all them, Uh and I mean theirs is way worse than Black Widow, just so I'm clear. But around the pay aspect, they were treated terribly.
Yeah,
Even like the side people as well. And but that back then they didn't really have that, you know,
yeah,
uh uh what is it? Like resource, I guess, to really uh actually fight against these companies, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about that, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't surprise me because Judy Garland was in the 60s, 70s,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
like
I think so.
the big pay discrepancy is still an issue going on today. It's not nearly as
Mm-hmm.
bad, but
But it's still around.
it's
It
still
lingers.
around, and people
Mm-hmm.
try to ignore it a
Yeah.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
People try to ignore it a lot, say, "Oh, we treat our actors fairly," and yet there's
Yeah.
still a pay discrepancy. This is why
Mm-hmm.
I admire people like Robert Downey Jr. who say, "Oh, I want all of the main cast of the Avengers paid the same as me." You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Because I mean, it should be like pretty much equal because everyone's sort of putting in a big chunk of them into this film.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's not just like one person who's the head of the show and the other ones are treated like garbage.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Most of the time when an actor shines, it's mostly because the supporting actor does really well with them. You know,
Hmm.
it has
Yeah,
that chemistry to really bring them both out.
yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
And I want to talk about my favorite aspect of this movie, David
Mhm.
Arborough,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
how fucking gross they make him look.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Especially in the whole prison scene. It
Yeah,
was just
they make him look just disgusting.
Yeah. But it sort of suits it though,
It
because
does, it does.
it's a
It's
Russian
really cool,
prison,
but it's funny.
Yeah, because you don't really see him look that way, and it's
Yeah.
like it's
There's a
kind of an
scene in
opener.
which he's arm wrestling people, and like he
Oh
was
yeah.
given a super soldier serum. He's like, oh, 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 bam!
Yeah.
That
Especially
scene,
because he insulted him with
that
the
scene cracked me up, man.
I know. And then like it's funny though because he knows he's wrong with the whole Captain America stories.
Yeah.
But he's just like, all right, well,
He
I
thinks
already
he's
kept it on.
somebody important.
Yeah.
It makes me
Uh,
kind of wonder, is he gonna come back? You
I
know?
know. Yeah. He
Because
did
I'd
absolutely
love
well.
to see him come back, because I think he's
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
I know. I think if for people, since Hellboy came out and stuff like that, I think in this film you really see him really shine.
Hang on,
Like,
hang on.
oh, is it good?
Your your connection is breaking up a little bit. We'll edit this part out.
Okay. Um.
Let me hang up the call and I'll come back right back.
Okay.
Ready?
Alrighty. Yeah.
Wait, try talking again.
Hello. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there it goes. It's better now.
it's kind of like alternating a little bit.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Okay. Well, just as long as it's like fine. But anyways, we're
Back to
still
what you were
recording,
saying.
right?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
still recording.
All right. But yeah, uh, in Hellboy, you don't really see him, act his acting skill. I would
Yeah,
say a lot.
you see him
Um,
kind of like you see him be Hellboy, but you don't see
mhm.
the variation he has.
Yeah, it's not like an actual like one person film. I would say
Yeah,
because it's not like how you see Ron Perlman in the first Hellboy.
yeah,
Uh, but either way, to me, he still did great. But in this film, you can see him really shine.
yeah.
Like
Agreed.
he's not holding back.
He
He's
also
really
does
going.
really well in Stranger Things. If you've
Oh
seen
yeah,
it, he does
yeah.
really well in there. But I
Hmm.
think his acting really has taken a step up in this movie
Yeah,
because I
I
think
agree.
he's a lot funnier,
Hmm.
and I also think he has a lot more dramatic weight to him.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. He really does. And trying to think. Oh, and in the scene from the way beginning, when he pretty
Yeah,
much told her to drop the gun, like that scene. It was such a good scene for him to do that. Um,
definitely.
because you really got to see him like he really didn't want to send him away at all,
Yeah.
but he knew that it was going to happen eventually.
Now, I'm gonna get to this one point with that I really didn't like about this movie.
Hmm.
Taskmaster. It's
Yeah,
time to talk about Taskmaster. Um, I didn't like him. you
yeah.
know, like
I didn't like
they
how they
do
built
this
her up.
main
Hmm.
switcheroo villain thing, where
Hmm.
this is like Darth Vader and the Emperor, right? And I'm like,
Yeah,
eh. I want it took kind of the piss out of Taskmaster because in the comics he's a very bad threat. He's a very like honestly, I think he
yeah.
kills like Captain America. No, that's Killmonger. Wait,
Hmm.
does he kill Captain America at one point?
Uh, yes, he does.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what I was
He
thinking.
does. He does kill him. And then especially, I read a comic when I was younger on Taskmaster because it was kind of cheap at the time.
Mhm.
Uh, it was about Taskmaster and Deadpool,
Mhm.
and they were like fighting, and it's kind of you can pretty much see how powerful Taskmaster is in that comic because it's like if he can fight pretty much Deadpool for like hours upon hours, and
And
you
keep
know,
up with him.
yeah, that you really see his endurance on and dedication to a mission
Mhm.
compared to as in here is sort of uh like it's sort of I just see Taskmaster as a ditto, you know?
Yeah.
It just uh like he copies the Avengers, but he has no clear
Well,
motive
he
for
is
what he's
really a
doing.
she.
Yeah, I know. I just kept it a he because
I
it's
don't know, man. I don't like that identity change. That
yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't ruin the character. It well,
Mhm.
yeah, it kind of does ruin the character for me.
Yeah.
To be honest, it does kind of ruin the character for me.
Yeah, because it's like Taskmaster. They could have brought his origin story way later. You
Hmm.
know, probably like in the next phase or something.
Probably could have
But
had his character reoccurring.
hmm yeah, it's sort of like putting
But I
a
will say,
different
like,
face.
but I will say, like, Black Widow was the perfect hero of choice to put Taskmaster against because she can like
Hmm.
adapt her fighting style and stuff.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's just I wish like a lot of things were different about it because like
Hmm.
the only it works in the context of this movie,
Hmm.
but it also doesn't work in the context of the whole season or the whole series of comics
Hmm.
that I read.
Yeah.
Because, like, Taskmaster is not a real threat here,
Yeah.
which
It
is a
just kind
damn
of
shame.
Yeah, because they just kinda I mean, in the beginning, you sorta they sorta hint like he is,
Yeah.
uh, the actual villain of this film, but, then it turns out the setting changes to the Red Room,
Yeah.
which,
Marvel
it could
does
have
that a
been
bunch though. Like
Mhm,
considering like you look at Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
mhm.
And that's my problem
Yeah,
with a lot of modern movies. They do that very often where they like put a fake villain out there and then put the real villain out there and then oh the
yeah,
fake villain is actually a good guy.
mhm. Yeah, no, like, I agree because I think they did it with, Ant-Man, I
Yeah.
think it was the 2nd Ant-Man,
I didn't
and,
see that one
yeah,
cuz um to me it
mhm,
looked boring
mhm,
and I didn't enjoy the first Ant-Man. And I
mhm.
thought,
You
well,
did?
I didn't really enjoy the first Ant-Man. I had
Mm,
problems with it
mhm,
cuz well, there was a lot of industry politics surrounding the first one,
mhm,
and it's a damn shame
mhm,
because it was supposed to come out along Iron Man and Incredible Hulk and Captain America in the first phase, right?
mhm.
And it was being done by the guy who did Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
Yeah,
And they kind of dicked him over because they wouldn't let him do his own style movie.
mhm,
And Disney typically does that a lot.
mhm,
If like they don't do it much anymore, but they did that a lot back then.
mhm,
And I have massive problems when Disney did that. They
mhm.
seem to have lightened up on that a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
sort
like,
of my problem with a lot of it's how DC was with Zack Snyder, even though like I don't like Zack Snyder's movies, but they're kind of like yeah,
it just
that's
kinda it just they sorta cut him off, you know?
mhm.
When
Yeah,
really they don't give him a chance to really, present
flourish.
something that explains it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how come I see most movies sorta flop, like, especially for DC, because they
Yeah.
don't I
That's
think it's sorta like they're afraid of the time, you know?
that's why I kind of like newer DC than a lot
Mhm,
of older ones.
mhm.
Like past Zack Snyder DC cuz like
Yeah.
they're letting James Gunn go wild with his stuff cuz he has a lot of creative control.
Oh, yeah. And, even with the Guardians of the Galaxy, you could even see it, you know? He wasn't afraid to hit boundaries, with, certain characters and, side characters as well. You could tell that he really pretty much did his homework.
Yeah, definitely.
And, with, the other Marvel films, I mean, like, they're good,
Yeah.
They're I'm not saying they're, like, glorious, like, "Oh my god, I need this film."
Yeah.
But, I think that's how come, now they're starting to sort of branch a little more.
Yeah.
Because if they stick to the same generic thing, it's not gonna do well. Because people are gonna get tired of it.
That's
And
why I kind of like No Way Home, to be honest, because
Mhm.
it goes for something
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah, that's what I was about to bring up because
And I'm
they
super
tried
excited
something.
for Doctor Strange, which I
Oh,
went
yeah.
back and watched that movie. Really
Mhm.
damn good. Really damn good.
Yeah,
A
I still
lot better than
remember.
I remember. You know?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I still remember, like, when it came out, um, literally one of my friends was like, it's a trippy film,
Mhm.
and but I never took his advice, like, hard. I
Mhm.
just was like, "Hey, I'm still gonna watch it," and
Yeah.
if I don't like it, I don't like it. At least I'll
Yeah.
know.
At
But
least you liked it, right?
he said it was good. It just was kinda, eye hurting for him. But other
uh,
than that
he later
I
learned
mean
that friend was me. No, I'm kidding.
actually actually, it was, like, in mid-English, so I was, like, in an English class, and then this guy, uh, we used to talk a lot, and then, all of a sudden, of course, branching paths, same as Marvel films,
Yeah.
got the got all that happening, and then, yeah, but he was pretty cool. He was a good guy.
Do you
Uh
have a ridiculous school story? because I have a couple that I want to share. This is
Um,
changing the subject wildly, but
yeah.
why not?
Um,
Fuck it, it's a podcast,
yeah.
right?
Add something in there. Yeah, add some little Salt
So,
Bay in
one
this.
time in school, in English class, I was in pre
Hmm.
AP, we had a
Yeah.
substitute in there, and this
Hmm.
kid wore a shirt that said PETA, people eating tasty animals, and he got
Well,
sent to the principals for that.
uh,
For wearing a shirt, went, that's not what that means. You go to the principal's office.
yeah, I know. Oh God.
And
Uh,
he went there and he was she they they were just confused. They were like,
yeah,
why are you even in here? And he's like, I don't know. I wore a shirt today.
yeah. It's so weird though, cause like I remember, um, I think I had one, uh, sort of embarrassing story. I don't know if it's really embarrassing, but it was kind of stupid. I
Hmm.
would say that much. Anyways, I was in chemistry, pre-AP,
Hmm.
and it was we had to do like this lab,
Hmm.
and I think it was something based on iron. Like I don't remember what, but we had to sort of um see about chemical reactions, I think.
Hmm.
And anyways, this lab, we go in, to the pretty much the tables and all the equipment's set there. And all of a sudden, she gives us this like pretty much packet of what to do, but it sounded so vague that everyone in the class was just asking each other, like, how do
Yeah.
we do this? And
Yeah.
apparently, since I was a student in that class,
The
everyone just
smart
looked to
one.
me
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
god. But but
It's what a ton of
yeah.
people did with me too. Like
Mhm,
I'd always partner with one of my best friends,
mhm.
and he'd just flounder, and like he wanted to
Yeah.
try a chemical reaction one day, and he'd be holding like the tongs with the pipette, and I'm like
Mhm.
I was giving it to him. I was like, "You're not gonna drop it. You're not gonna drop it, right?" He's like, "I'm not gonna fucking drop it." And he grabbed it instantly. He squeezed the tongs and he dropped it. And right before he did, I said, "Careful, SpongeBob."
Oh my god. But but yeah, to this story. Hang on, sorry.
Hmm.
I didn't mean to sort of cut
No,
you
you're
off,
good. You're
but
good.
yeah, like in this story, everyone looks to me. So it's like a freaking like a Dave Chappelle show up
Yeah.
in my table right now. So I'm
Hmm.
like, all right, if I fuck up, it's done. My career's over. My respect is gone for this class, and that's it. Well, anyways, we had this like it was like a screw. I don't know why there's a screw like for this project. I guess maybe to actually show like
Hmm.
iron from it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure a chemical genius out there will be like, this is so wrong.
Hmm.
But anyways, so I'm like, okay, it says put it in into this flask. So I put it in the flask, but I was supposed to use tongs.
Oh
So
no!
I
Did you
just
just put it in with your fingers?
yeah, I just dropped it in there, like like when you're putting freaking Alka-Seltzer in water.
Oh
I,
no!
I literally just chunked it in there. I was like, all right, here you go. You
Oh
thirsty?
no!
And it's like you start seeing it sizzle, and I was like, "Oh shiz!" And then everyone was like, "It's supposed to do that." I was like, "Yeah, it's supposed to do that." Look on page 9, and there was no page 9, but but
Look on
I told
page
him,
9 and it just says "fuck you."
yeah, like literally these like they were so reliant on me on this project, and I was like, "All right, this is how you do it," and I just literally was sitting there watching this thing sizzle, and I was starting to really get concerned.
Hmm.
So, my chemical teacher, apparently she was out of the room when all this happened,
Oh no.
and she walks in and she just sees a big group of people around the table, and she's like, "Oh, you guys must be doing the project right."
Oh no.
And I was like, um, "Is this supposed to be doing this?" And she's like, I even like even for her own knowledge, she did not know what the heck
Oh
was happening.
god.
That really tells you I probably messed it up so bad.
Discord messaged me what the teacher's name was, by the way.
All right, here she is.
No,
I'm pretty
don't,
sure you
not
heard
right
her.
now, because I have to put it
Oh
on the
shit!
other screen.
Here, I'll just
Okay,
put
now.
him. Uh,
Oh! I had that teacher!
yeah, yeah. She was a good teacher. I will admit, she was
She
a good
was a
teacher.
good teacher. It's
But
just.
she
It
she
just
then
was
questioned.
confusing.
Yeah, she just literally questioned like what was happening with it. I was like, I don't know. I read the instructions when clearly I did not. I did not read them at all. I just sort of scanned through them because I was like, oh man, we're doing a freaking lab. I don't want to do it. And so, I could have really done some damage. And that's not a good
most
thing, but
most chemistry is labs, and I love
Mhm.
labs, but it
Yeah.
is a bitch to clean up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I can agree
And
with
I
that.
was stuck on cleaning duty half the
Hmm.
time
Hmm.
because nobody else wanted to freaking clean.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah, I
want to
know.
do the
Yeah.
project, but they don't want to clean.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like sort of was a big issue as well because
Mhm.
it's like um you could just pretty much she could have assigned people to just clean it, but she just kind of left it up to us, I
Mhm.
guess, to just clean stuff. But apparently I was able to clean everything, right? But the freaking lab, no one understood a single thing, and we were supposed to write uh I guess I'm not sure if it was an observation, but we were supposed to write something in our journals, and no one even knew what was happening. So,
I did not keep up with the journal. Did you?
I actually still have it. I actually
Really? I did
yeah, I
not.
still have it.
I. It's not like I lost it on day one. It's just I
Mhm.
didn't use it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
probably
mean, it
should
was
have, honestly. I probably should
yeah.
have, but I didn't.
Well, I mean, the journal, it was
It
kinda
probably would have
useless.
saved my ass for tests, honestly.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it would have, yeah.
But
But,
like, cause she allowed us to use some journals on our tests, right?
mhm. Yeah, she did. Mhm.
Uh, I took notes.
Yeah.
I
You took
kinda.
notes but never read them.
Yeah, she made us go through and number the pages.
Yeah, I know, I
I
remember that. Yeah.
hated that.
Me, I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was it. I just made it halfway 'cause,
Yeah,
I know she's not gonna look at all of it.
yeah.
So, I just made it halfway, and then I got 100 on it, so my prediction was right.
Secretly, I got a 95. Fuck off. No kidding.
But,
Uh,
it was interesting, that lab, but I would never forget it because of that.
the
Everyone was so
best
reliant.
time I had in school
Mhm.
was when I drew the duck.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
duck. Oh, God.
Duck
It's
swim.
it sort of turns out embarrassing now for me, but
Mhm.
back then I'm like, I'm bringing it back, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It was like a when you brought it back, it was like a redemption. It was the sequel of
It
the
was the
sequel.
sequel of the duck.
Yeah. And he was improved because you added, like, a hat on him, I think. So,
I
the
did.
only difference
And
the
I like
only
tore a
difference
sheet of paper off.
Yeah. I know, and it was you tore a sheet of paper off of my work.
God, that
Like
English teacher hated us.
Mhm.
She
Yeah.
hated us because we would not shut up. But
I
like,
know, yeah.
but like,
But
we it was boring in their class.
yeah, it really was. Like, everyone out there who's listening to this, it was the most boringest thing you could
It
ever think of.
it was boring, and we were just trying to make it through, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And there was only, like, I think 10 10 of us, right? There's only 10 of
Yeah,
us
there
in
was
there.
like 10 of us, and she said we
Yeah.
were the best class,
I know. That's what was hilarious.
which is
Like,
kind of sad.
yeah, like everyone out there, the context of this is like, think about it. This is how boring it was, and how much our teacher really tried to mellow things out between me and my friend Chris and another friend. Shout out to Anthony wherever you are. Um, oh my God, we laughed so much. Like we would look at each other and we would just laugh.
Yeah.
So she split us up. She put me at the far edge of the classroom where no one was even at, just sitting there. Moved Chris to the other side, to the very edge, and sat. And then Anthony was just in the same spot. But the funny thing was, even from the angle she put me in, because I was right by the
She could
window, and I'm
still
like the
see
last
me.
chair.
He could still
I
see me.
Yeah, I saw you, but I had a clear view of Anthony. So when he's doing his work, I'm over there giving him the nod. And he's like, he's trying hard not to laugh, and I know it. But I'm like, you want to laugh, boy. And then he laughs, and then he looks straight at you, Chris. And
And
then
I
you're
just
like, what the fuck is
erupt.
happening?
I just erupt, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. And she still couldn't. She could not. She couldn't deal with us.
Man,
It got, it, oh God.
the thing is, she had classes of like 30 to 40 people in them.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm like,
know.
yeah, I understand you don't want to put up with that,
Yeah.
but shut up.
Yeah. And to be
she
honest,
didn't
she loved us.
she didn't she hated her job so much that she didn't even
Hmm.
appear on the last day of school.
Yeah, I know. She just kind of ditched. And that was what
Yeah.
was very funny about that. She was
And
just like, "Hey,
we only had us. She appeared for a short second to congratulate like all the girls in the classroom, and then she just dipped,
yeah, like seriously." And
and
then
I
I
never saw her again.
I know. I literally told her like when she was walking out, "No, don't go. I love you." Just to see her
Did you
reaction
really?
from it. She knew it was bullshit, of course, but but she just stared at me as she was just leaving. She was just like, "All right, I'm out
She
of
was
here."
so done, man.
Yeah. Like at a certain point, I knew she was very furious at me
Mhm.
because literally on one assignment she failed me, but I did really well on it.
Mhm.
And it was crazy because even and I know I got him right because literally uh one of the girls in the class, because we had to trade our papers with
Mhm.
someone. She was grading it and she asked her about it and she was like, "Oh, it's wrong."
Ugh.
But clearly it was right. And then I was like, "All right, that's fine, whatever." Uh,
And then
and
she
it
refused
showed.
to move you up to pre-AP again.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it was you could already tell because I passed the semester exam with flying colors,
Mhm.
like no doubt, and especially for her to give me such a low grade in the class, I
See,
did
the
I
thing
did
is,
well.
I didn't even try half the time with that class.
Yeah, like I didn't either. It was just I just did the assignment, like what she assigned, and then when I finished, that was be it. It
Yeah.
wasn't that long of assignments.
The thing is, they double blocked that class for some reason.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
was
I know.
so, like, boring. Because, like,
Yeah.
half the time, she would have half a day's work for us.
Mhm.
And it'd be at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm getting no sleep at night at all at this point, right? This
Mhm.
is just my
Yeah.
mentality. I want to stay up
Mhm.
and play CS:GO all night.
Yeah.
So, I I'd be at school all freaking day long, and right before
Mhm.
it would be my karate class,
Yeah.
right? So I'd come in just sweating up a storm because it's
Yeah.
Texas, it's 95 freaking degrees out.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that classroom was notoriously hot.
Yeah, it really was. And then what made it worse was that we were on the top floor.
Mhm.
So, we did
Mhm.
not get any
Air
freaking air.
conditioning.
Yeah,
God, it was so hot.
I know, man. And it was the funny thing was, like, right after too, we would just go up to your house.
Yeah, which is like a mile away.
Yeah, we would just walk, and then we would drop by Sonic, and we would not the blue Sonic, everyone,
Yeah, yeah.
but we'd drop
Like
by
the restaurant,
the
which is yeah,
yeah, and we would literally just get some cool what were they? I don't know the term for them, but they're sort of like
slushies.
slushies. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Are they
think
just
that's what they
slushies?
were, bud.
Yeah. Oh shiz.
uh,
But
I
yeah.
yeah, the school got out too late for like my dad to come pick me up, so I
Hmm.
had to walk my ass home every day because they
Yeah.
wouldn't let me take the bus
Oh jeez.
because it was just under a mile.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's the crazy thing, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like if the bus doesn't go there, they still don't drop you off,
yeah,
you
it's
know?
ridiculous. It was stupid.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, there was but yeah, she you could tell fumes were popping out of her ears every time we
Yeah,
walked in that class.
yeah.
She would hope that one of us would be absent.
Yeah, I was absent a number of days because I used to get
Yeah.
sick a lot back then.
Mhm. Yeah.
And like she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, fucking relief. Why can't it be one?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly how it would be. Because 'cause I'm the one apparently to her eyes, I would be the one to start it, which I'm like,
Dude,
I'm not
I
trying
was
to
the one
start
to
anything.
start shit.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to start anything. I literally am laughing because I find Anthony's face funny,
Yeah.
and he found my face funny when I laughed, so that escalated more. Got everyone this was like a freaking disease up in this room.
Yeah.
Like,
Being
when one
high
of us
is kind of
laughed.
like that, though.
Yeah.
Was
We
I
look
on
like
drugs or something when I was a kid? Why was it like so funny back then?
yeah, I know, man. It was it's just so crazy to think about it
Yeah.
because it's like this is pre Chromebooks. This
Mhm.
was like when they got a computer card, came in, and we would take a computer from it
Mhm.
and hope to God one of them freaking works because sometimes
They
you would
wouldn't
pick
plug
one
them
and it
in.
wouldn't work.
They wouldn't plug them
Yeah,
in.
yeah. But
And
there was like some
it'd be up to us to plug all of them in at some point.
yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And there was like even some of them were just bad software wise.
Mhm.
Like they would be like, "Oh, well they're kind of pretty much well done."
Yeah.
Try to log into one when a technician was there, she's like, "Oh crap, this is out of order."
In high school, uh we would get our own laptops
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
people, including me, would install
Mhm.
emulators on them. Like a lot of emulators, like a PS2, PS1,
Mhm.
and like play with mouse and keyboard. I saw people playing Halo.
Oh yeah, I have seen that. Yeah, I
It,
have 100% seen that.
yeah, it was fun.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
just ridiculous how much people modded those things too.
Mhm. Yeah, they really put some personality into them.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, back to Black Widow.
yeah,
Uh,
Black Widow. All
the
right.
movie is
Sorry everyone. We'll bring some
no, you're
more.
good. We're good.
But we got the
You're here to
segment.
listen. You're here to
This is our
listen.
new segment.
This is our new
Old
segment.
school.
What happened in school?
What happened in school? We'll just call it the old school.
By the way, we are both out of high school, so
Yeah, we are.
you
Yeah.
know
It's just
that
uh,
you aren't
s-
watching middle schooler humor.
yeah, this is legit like hardcore shiz.
All right, I wouldn't say that, but
Uh,
you know,
well, it's
it's at least not a middle schooler like
yeah.
Fortnite.
Yeah, it, it it appeals to the young audience but not that young.
You ever think middle schoolers are cruel?
Yeah, man.
They are really fucking mean.
Yeah, and we thought like hours were. Like
Yeah.
during our time, like oh my god,
The
it's
new
probably
middle
just
schooler meta is just to be jerks to each other half the time.
yeah, yeah, and then also like I would say like deface school property as well. It's kind
Yeah.
of is
I don't
it's
know.
the
I don't know
yeah
about that, man.
Mhm.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I don't like it either. That's just terrible.
Kids
'Cause,
need to grow up sometimes. But, they're
yeah.
still young. It's just, what I think the difference is now? They're
Hmm.
being recorded. They're under
Yeah.
so much surveillance already, and they
Mhm.
just figured, why not record it for myself? If I'm gonna be
Yeah.
tracked anyway, who freaking
Mhm.
cares?
Yeah.
That's kind of what happens, man,
Mhm.
and it's a damn shame.
Yeah. And to be
Cause
honest, I mean, it shouldn't be that way.
cause we live in America, and
Yeah.
it is so easy for like a 14-year-old to grab their daddy's gun and come spraying at the school,
Yeah. And it's
and
very it's
is
crazy.
yeah, it's very crazy. But it
Like,
is very common for like that to happen,
mhm.
and man, it's scary. And
It
when you
really is.
constantly live under fear when this place should be safe, like I was one time asked in high school by my math teacher. She was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, do you feel safe at school?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah. Apparently apparently some people at, my school, they thought I was a drug dealer. I have no
Really?
idea why to this day. But
Well,
that
you
well,
did
to give
have the
context,
mohawk.
I didn't have a mohawk.
You had like the spiky hair.
Yeah, but, that was my own hairstyle. But, anyways, to give
Just trying to
context,
defend
there's
yourself, man.
well, yeah, I love my hair. But, to give context, like, there's this other one too. Um, we used to he was, like, in the same grade as my sister, but he flunked, like, 5 times. So,
Hmm.
he ended up somehow in my grade somehow.
Oh,
I know if you
jeez.
do the math, it makes 0 sense, but that's the point. And then once he ended up in my grade, then he dropped down even more, and I was like, "Oh god." And, anyways, he finally made it into high school. I knew that he did because I saw him, and I
Hmm.
was like, "Alright, here we go again." It was literally a CJ moment from San Andreas.
Oh, jeez.
And, anyway, so he doesn't even recognize me anymore, which is great. I love it.
Yeah.
And, when one of my friends, well, acquaintances, she wasn't really a friend, uh, but we had French class early in the morning,
Hmm.
and she would come to me and she's like, "Are you a drug dealer?" And I was like, "What? No." And you could tell, like, I'm not because like, to
You're
give
too scared of
context,
that stuff, man.
you it's not I'm not
Or not like
scared of
scared
stuff.
of it, but
I
like you're like
just
you don't
I
want that
hate
stuff.
yeah, I just hate to be compared to something like that, you know?
Yeah, just because you're
Especially where
Mexican.
I lived. Yeah, well, yes.
Sorry.
But,
Is that going too far?
no. But, but yeah, I mean, I just like every time I think of drug dealer, I'm like, all right, is this freaking 1980s?
Hmm.
Like, are we really going to the Reagan era where there's like, hey, we'll clean the streets, boys, and it was just flowing, you know?
Yeah.
That's just normally what I think. I never think of them like, I know there's different kinds, there's weed dealers and stuff like that. But every time I hear the word, I just think of one, and that's like the worst. you know, I'm thinking of the bad stuff. So that's how come, like, when they ask me stuff like that, I get really not offended, but offended.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
This
At
is
least to
what I
me.
have on my screen right now. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna pull it up. Oh my god!
Sorry, man.
Wow, I really did have a Yankee Doodle, huh?
I mean, that's the goal of everyone nowadays.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Black Widow. Oh god, we
Yeah,
got really
yeah.
carried away.
Yeah,
Well,
we really
the drug
did.
dealer part, it kind of coherently goes into Black Widow. So,
Yeah, I wish she did drugs.
well,
Like,
she did.
no,
Remember?
just as a relaxing thing. You
Yeah,
know?
well, I mean, she did, but she was trapped, remember?
Yeah, it's kind of a bad
Sh
trip, honestly.
Yeah,
That's a little
she
fucked up. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, like well, I mean, Disney decided to bring it on, it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah, yeah. I get you.
we're just kinda rolling along here,
Yeah.
so,
All right. So is it about time to end this?
we haven't even finished Black Widow.
Oh, right, right,
We
right,
gotta finish it up, we gotta wrap her up.
right.
Not like that, not like that.
Yeah.
We
Oh
gotta
God.
wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up.
All right.
There's
What do you have left to say about it?
um, to be honest, it's a great film.
It really
Even
is. It's really is.
even though with the whole, switcheroo thing, but villain, the main one, excellent. I really do like the Red Room guy.
Mm-hmm.
You can really tell that he has no remorse for anything, you know? Even for his own daughter, in a way, you know?
Yeah.
He just like, yeah, he wants her alive and stuff, but you could tell that she's just an asset to him.
Yeah.
And and Taskmaster, they could have done way better.
Yeah.
Love, I mean, like the girl thing, it's not the time to prove it there. I will say
Yeah.
that because Taskmaster, of course, is not female,
Yeah.
but
I
if
didn't
they
really
gave
have.
Tess,
I didn't really like it, but or
hmm
I liked the movie. It's just I didn't
yeah,
like the twist they put on
yeah,
Taskmaster.
hmm I kind of wish they just went to the Red Room, you know,
Yeah.
just only because that Red Room scene, like whenever they were training and stuff, I was like, oh my god, that's like more effective than our military combined,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like to be honest, it had me motivated, I was like, oh my god, I gotta learn this, some gung
Yeah.
fu here. But it was so good, like well
Yeah.
done on that end,
Agreed. Agreed.
especially when Black Widow was sort of like on the ground, like how fierce they were and
Yeah.
untired, even if they had a broken nose or something, you know.
Yeah.
That scene, geez, really showed how brutal, how she really was. Just imagine Natasha, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Who actually passed the course?
yeah, I know, and with flying colors, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, Yelena, love her, especially the whole segment when she was like, "You're a poser."
Oh yeah. What do you think of the mother?
The mother, I like the mom, I do.
I
I
had
mean, she's not like the appealing, like crazy appealing, you know.
no, no, no. The main problem I had with her is,
Mhm,
I guess that this was an intentional part of her character, but she,
mhm.
in my opinion, was kind of a coward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of don't blame her, you
Yeah,
know,
like you
because
can't blame
she's
her. It's just it is what it is, you know.
yeah. hmm But I will admit, she was really good at what she did.
Yeah,
Like it was, she did great. At least to me, I very
yeah,
much liked her. I thought she was good for her role. Like I didn't expect her to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be like every single person in this. You know,
hmm,
it kind of just showed why she. I mean, yeah, she worked for him, but she really didn't at the same time.
yeah,
She just kind of left ever since that family incident in the very beginning.
yeah,
And David Harbour, oh god, we just love the man. We
yeah.
just love him.
He's just amazing in
He
almost
really is.
everything he's in.
hmm Especially in this, like even singing, was it American Pie? That was what was so funny.
Yeah,
Like he just ignored everything Yelena told him. Like leave the room. He just continues to walk in. Oh god, it was. But you could tell where their bonds lie.
yeah,
Like Yelena, mostly Red Guardian. You
hmm,
know, David Harbour's role. Um, Black Widow related more to the mom,
yeah,
and probably could have ended up like her if you think about it. It's sort of like them looking sort of in a mirror. You know,
yeah,
because Yelena, she's hot headed, doesn't care what happens, just she'll get it done. Pretty much Red Guardian.
yeah.
You know, doesn't plan ahead, just does it.
And now
Well,
we're gonna
Black Widow.
see what Yelena does in
hmm
Hawkeye, which I haven't
Yeah,
seen yet.
I know. I haven't either. But when I saw like that end credit, I was like, "Oh God, here we go."
And I'm like, how
Uh,
do you even know that now?
yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy, you know,
Yeah,
if you really look at it. Like and it's like it's kind of trendy waters in a way,
yeah,
because it's like now you're starting to see stuff break, bonds be broken, and really sort of uh future effective, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Because like everyone, they were just sort of like, yeah, they had their arguments,
Hmm.
but nothing serious.
Yeah.
But with this battle that I hope to see,
Hmm.
uh with Hawkeye and Yelena, oh god, it's a whole nother level.
Let's hope it's good.
Yeah, I do. I hope it's great. Because if not, then you'll most likely hear it here at Two
Yeah,
of Us podcast.
yeah, yeah. We'll talk about it soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. All
You
right.
ready to wrap this up?
Yeah.
You
All
do
right.
the
Well.
outro.
All right. Well, everyone, please hit the like and subscribe. It really helps us out. We don't have a logo yet, but we're working on it. Same with the backdrop. So we're gonna pretty much look like Black Widow identities right now. But other than that, we love y'all. Thanks for supporting us by hitting the subscribe and like button, like I said.
Hope you
And
enjoyed it.
yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this our conversation, even though we drifted off a little bit.
Yeah, but that's
Um,
okay.
yeah, and hope we got some wholesome content for you guys. We got more coming, right? Pretty
Hmm.
much.
Pretty much. We're gonna
Yeah.
be probably trying every week. So,
Hmm. Yeah, and we're gonna be putting some Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay on it because we thought
yep.
it suited the title. So
All
uh,
right. Well,
yeah,
have
that's pretty
yourselves a
much it.
great day and take
Yeah,
care.
yeah. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.